Welcome to this episode of Tech News While Driving on March 3rd, 2016. I'm your host, Tony Hannity's top news story of the day. Amazon announces 2 new devices to be added to the Echo family. You've got the Amazon Tap and the Dot. Essentially what these 2 things are peripherals to the Echo. So if you have an Echo in your house, but you want to do more Echo-esque sort of things around the house or even on the go when you're nowhere near your Echo, these things would allow you to do that. So let's first off look at the Amazon Tap. So the Tap, very much similar, looks like one of those UE Boom sound speakers from, who is it? Logitech, I think, who does that? It's one of those cylindrical speakers that can connect over Bluetooth to your device, but more importantly, it has to connect to Wi-Fi in order to be integrated into the ecosystem of Echo. And so let's say you're at a park or you're somewhere else and you happen to have this device with you. Just like you can at home, you can order a pizza, or you can order an Uber, or you can turn off and on your lights even when you're not at home. But you, like I said, you still have to be connected to some sort of Wi-Fi hotspot, whether it be from a phone or somebody's Wi-Fi connection. So that's $130 going on sale today. And then in addition to that is a little baby sister called the Dot. Now the Dot seems to be something very similar to what Chromecast Audio is trying to do, but more. It's $90, so it's almost 3 times as much as the Chromecast Audio. But what it does, it allows you to integrate the Amazon ecosystem into your existing speakers. You put this little tabletop, cylinder, not a cylinder so much, but it looks like a coaster, like on your desk or what have you. You connect it to your existing speakers, but again, because it's connected over Wi-Fi, it's connected to your Echo account, and it has a speaker and a microphone, you can actually do almost anything you've wanted to do with your Echo with your existing speaker. So let's just say, for example, you have your Echo in your kitchen, like many people do, but you would also like to have Echo capabilities in the living room, but you don't really want to shell out $179 to $200 to buy another Echo. This $90 doodad would allow you to have that capability virtually anywhere in your house. So I'm excited. I don't know if this means you can just buy these and not have to buy an Echo. I think these are supplemental to the Echo. So it's not necessarily replacing the Echo, and if this car would let me go, I would be able to go. But yeah, is this something that you're looking forward to in regards to the smart home automation? I mean, there was also an announcement that the Echo is going to integrate better with other smart thermostats, including the Honeywell thermostat and Nest. So that's a good thing. I mean, more and more, it really is looking like the Amazon Echo could be the smart home hub that everybody's asking for. And it's pretty exciting. Good news, Star Wars fans. If you haven't already heard, it was announced this morning that Star Wars 7: The Force Awakens is going to be coming to digital on April 1st. And then on April 5th, you'll be able to buy the Blu-ray, should you want the Blu-ray. So I'm gonna do both. I've actually already pre-ordered my digital copy, so I'm just waiting for the Blu-ray to come in. This is a great opportunity for you to really just analyze and scrutinize and break down every little bit of that movie, if that's your thing to do. And if you like that sort of thing, go check out Star Wars Minute. It's a good podcast. But yeah, my wife hasn't seen it, so this would be her chance to see it as well too. So that's another good thing. Although HTC has publicly stated that they're going to kind of take a back seat on producing smartphones, their flagship line, the M line, if you will, is going to continue in their roadmap. And with the latest teaser video from HTC, the Power of 10, the M10 is poised to come anytime soon. Now, when exactly, we're not quite sure. But what we do gather is that HTC said that they are, quote, obsessed with making good phones. Now, one might argue they haven't made a good phone in years. So how obsessed can you be? Another might argue, well, hardware-wise, you actually do have a pretty good phone. The M8 hardware, except for maybe the camera, is not a bad phone. But yeah, I'm very cautiously optimistic as to what HTC could do with this. But I guess we'll find out in the near future. If you're a Spotify user and you also use Facebook Messenger with your friends, Facebook rolled out a function today where you can actually share your playlists via Facebook Messenger. So I'm personally not a Spotify user. I don't know the pros and cons of the service itself, but I do know a lot of people use it, and the capability to share playlists that easy is gonna be received very well. So I hope it works out pretty well for people. You're on Verizon and you've been waiting for the BlackBerry Priv and looking at your friends on AT&T and T-Mobile and saying, I really want that BlackBerry Android phone with a slide-out keyboard. Today is the day. At full retail price of $720 and paying it off about $20 to $30 per month, this might be one of the best Android phones. It doesn't have the greatest camera. I'll tell you that anecdotally from my experience, but overall it's a very fast phone. You've got the slider keyboard if you need it. You've got BlackBerry Hub, so it joins all of your social networks if that's your type of thing. And of course, it is very, very close to pure Google experience. Still running Lollipop, so hopefully the upgrade to Marshmallow will come sometime soon. BlackBerry did make some promises early on, saying that once Google releases the update to Marshmallow, we will come out as soon as we can. And well, Marshmallow's out now, so we need that update. But still, if you're looking to get a new phone and you don't mind getting a phone that came out in 2015 and you're on Verizon, here's your chance. So as I mentioned yesterday, I believe, or it might have been the day before, the update to the Huawei watch, Android Wear Huawei watch, getting it to Android 6.0, adds one function that very few Android Wear watches have, which is the speakerphone function. So this means you can go full on Dick Tracy and have a regular phone call using your watch. Now, I did this with my father in a stationary position, and from what he told me, he could hear me with no problem, and the speaker on here is actually quite loud. I was very impressed with the quality of the sound that I got from the speaker. It's you can't really, from what I can deduce, you can't really change the volume unless I guess you can change the volume on the phone, but there's no volume switch on the actual watch itself. And another issue that I had was, well, when I'm talking to my father, it wasn't like I can just put my hand on my lap and just communicate with him. Like, for him to audibly hear me, I had to hold my hand like this. And the problem is, you're doing this for a long period of time, that's gonna weigh on your shoulder and this whole side. So that was something that I felt would be a concern. But if you need it in a split second, like if you really need to take that phone call while you're driving, you don't have a Bluetooth headphone, for whatever reason you don't want to use speakerphone, maybe the microphone, the speaker on your actual phone is kind of crap, this is a really nice, viable option, and it's free as long as you have the Huawei watch. So if you've got the Huawei watch and you haven't yet gotten the update, charge your watch to full, you'll get the update. And honestly, there's really nothing to say, hey, by the way, you got an update. There's no there's no splash screen saying that something new's on the phone. Really, the only reason why I knew that it was downloading was because I forced the update through when I was charging it. So, but yeah, go check it out if you have a chance. I think I got lost, but I think I'm found now. Alright, that's good. So, real quick, I just want to say my 2 cents, my 2 cents on the whole Apple thing, the Apple versus FBI thing. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty details. If you don't already know what's going on, the skinny is the FBI is asking Apple to break the encryption on a particular iPhone 5C because it is related to a terrorism case. I think those are some of the hot words in which why some people that aren't quite understanding why Apple isn't doing this, they're thinking that Apple is supporting terrorists and Silicon Valley is supporting terrorists. This has nothing to do with that. This has nothing to do with that. The fact that there is terrorism involved that is a terrible thing, but the bigger picture here is the fact that when Apple said that their ecosystem, or rather their operating system on iOS is encrypted and they will not break encryption for anybody, and so far they've been sticking to their guns about this, should they create a government OS that would allow them to access this particular phone, you have no idea on what other hackers and bad actors could possibly do should they get their hands on that operating system. It's not just an operating system built for that phone. It's gonna be one that can be reverse engineered and can be implemented on any phone. And if you create a backdoor such as that, then nobody with an iPhone running that operating system is safe. And that's the biggest thing here. And you can't tell me that, I don't store a lot of my phones. Okay, but your phone is connected to your cell phone carrier, and if you try and merge here, all right, they can do reverse engineering to get information from the cell phone carrier, to get information from your bank, to get information about your health. Your phone is the major computer that you use every day and is connected to all the things. And you could tell me, yes, well, I have a really good password. Well, that's great. But even really good passwords can be broken. And you do not want anybody walking through that first barrier because Apple created a unique operating system for that one phone. It is a tragedy of what happened at San Bernardino, and I wish there was another way, and I really hope there is another way. In fact, I believe there was some studies or some information came out that the NSA might have a way to do it, but for whatever reason, the NSA and the FBI are not playing well together. This has gone all the way to the government, which is good. There should be a discussion that is in the public eye, not just with the FBI. This is something that we need to discuss because it will affect everything. This doesn't just affect iPhones. The decision that it will be made on whether major companies like Apple actually give up and offer up a backdoor, that decision will set a precedent to